interest is that stress and trauma are at record levels right now in our societies.
I want to feel more physically and I want to feel more emotionally. And the more that I am aware of it myself, the easier it is to recognize it in a lot of guys around me.
TRE is such a great tool, and just interested, how can we make it more appealing? What are the conditions that we can create to make it safe for men to be vulnerable?
And, maybe alleviate some of that, the expectations of masculinity, that you can't be vulnerable.
To feel more energy in your body. They really noticed the sense of grounding that it gave them, as well as the amazing physical sensations. Be in touch with your body and release some of the stuff that you don't want to be in touch with.
Stuff that you would think would be attached to more something cognitively, like perception of myself, that could be solved through the body work. That you wouldn't really need to go through the self-worth concept, but just sort of getting back in touch with my body. Now that illusion of myself kind of dissolved. How it worked for me through panic attacks, panic disorders, sympathetic, it's already very easy to shake. You're kind of already shaking. But I saw it work in a severe shutdown state through when I was dissociated. Basically, my brain's offline, my body's numb, can't even feel it. And it sort of pulsates back to life, because that's where people feel the most helpless and hopeless is in that shutdown state. That's where they don't want to talk about it, they don't want help with it, and that's where maybe a lot of men are, where they have to dissociate from these experiences in order to kind of move forward. Because if I was in touch with them all the time, I'd be overwhelmed and flooded.
If you're stressed out with not being able to pay your bills, that in and of itself is a trauma. If you're trying to figure out how to relate to someone and you're constantly clashing, that in and of itself is a trauma. These are impulses that we're feeling. These are pulses, and as we tremor, it's the tremor mechanism. That word in and of itself can kind of sound scary. So if we view that as pulsation, getting them to feel safe in this process is one of the goals that we have.
They come to me with a flying head, not feeling shit, with the chronic diseases and the chronic injuries and I don't know whatsoever. So I use a headway to get the head to understand. That's why they call it understand. The body is under the head. It's for people to understand, to grasp it, and then they're more. And most of the time I share the video that David made with the Navy SEAL, and then they see, oh, there's a masculine guy trying TRE, feeling, saying it's the best thing that changes lives. I'm doing that.
Putting the idea to men of having a space that they can tap into being with themselves and holding themselves without having to go into the emotional stuff. They're not going to a therapist to talk and to go into discussing feelings with a stranger and having the analysis stuff. If you can just stay present and learn to hold your presence, which is what you use a facilitator for, right? To help you get that. So that you don't have that will help you start to make more space for you.
Something that popped into my head was from the Tao Te Ching, where it says when two opposing forces collide, the victory goes to the one that knows how to yield. And I think in our culture right now, men have this, even though it's a lie, this lie is like, you have to be the protector, you have to be the breadwinner, you have to yada, yada, yada. And so men are attracted to, like, let me win in battle, you know what I mean? Because we're taught that culturally. And so all of that is to say, potentially from a marketing standpoint, looking at TRE as something like, this is going to help you become a better protector. This is going to help you get an edge in your performance as the person you want to be in your family. Like it improves your resilience, it improves your strength. It's about getting in touch with your body to learn how to yield, to actually be stronger as the masculine force that you've been taught to be, and to be free from the parts of it that limit you.